privilege escalation. Let's suppose Dinesh is there, he is the manager of a company, right? SOC manager, for example. Sayam, on the other hand, is your L1 analyst of SOC. So our privilege will be different, isn't it? You'll be having privileges compared to me. Now let's suppose Venu is there. Venu is, you can say either in terms of security, we can call him as a pen tester or an attacker. Okay, depending on the conditions. Now for Venu, if he entered into a system, he entered as Sayam when he are trying to hack in a troll machine. Let's suppose he entered as a Sayam, right? So Sayam will be having different privileges, correct? Isn't it? Now Venu will try to do what? Because he wants to go more, right? He wants something more out of this system. So he will try to escalate his privileges from Sayam to, let's suppose Dinesh is the root user. So I will try to do what? I will try to escalate my, yeah, just like in a troll machine. Let's suppose Venu tried to hack my system and he entered as a Sayam user. We are comparing Sayam equals to, okay, overflow is this user, which is right now over here. And you know, Sayam is having limited privileges, correct? Escalating his privileges from Sayam to Dinesh, as in Dinesh is your root user over here. More privileges, and you can see all the files which are restricted to Sayam basically. So this is known as your, you can say, when you're escalating your privileges, that is known as a privilege escalation. So your escalation is of two types: horizontal privilege escalation, another one is a vertical. Do you know the difference between them? Vertical privilege escalation is when you are a normal user and you are escalating your privilege towards a root user, the user which have more privileges than a normal user. Make sense? When you are a normal user and you're escalating your privilege to a root user. Make sense? Which you are trying to do right now in this one, in this machine. Cool. On the other hand, horizontal means when you are a normal user and when you're trying to escalate your privileges, okay, and this time you're trying to get back to another normal user, you can say. See, in your Windows machine, when you set up your Windows, basically, you can say, for example, you enter as a, like, if I talk about my machine, I have a user with the name Sayam, correct? Does that mean I cannot add more user to my machine? Right? I can add more users, correct? To my system. I can add another user with the name Venu. I can add multiple users, isn't it? Right? So when I'm escalating my privilege from one to another one, that is known as your horizontal privilege escalation. Make sense? Sayam to admin, that will be your vertical. If I go Sayam to Dinesh or Venu, it will be known as a horizontal. Because a machine can have more than one user, isn't it? Okay, then we have cron jobs, which I was talking about, which we have in this machine. Cron jobs. Right. Cron jobs in Linux are, you can say, referred to them as your scheduled task, basically. You can refer them as your scheduled task. Okay. So when you have a scheduled task which you want to run like at a particular time frame, that will be a cron job. Let's say for a Linux machine, you need to download an update at 3 a.m. in the morning, but you're not available at 3 a.m. in the morning. And that's why you want to download that update, because by the time you are back to your workspace or your office, you have an updated Linux box. Okay. So it's kind of a scheduled task which you set up in order to do the machine by itself. Like machine will automatically do that scheduled task for you at that particular time frame. Okay. So you don't have to sit in front of your screen and do it manually. You can say it's kind of a, you have created scheduled task. Let's suppose at 3 a.m. in the morning, I have scheduled a task that update my system or send an email to Dinesh. So as soon as there is 3 a.m. in the morning, my system will send an email to Dinesh. That is a scheduled task, or in short, in terms of Linux, it is known as a cron job. Okay. What you will do, you put a cron job in those kind of a scenario, right? So now if you see in the machine again over here, it is throwing and it is logging us out again and again. Can you see? times up lol and all that part. It is again and again. So that means there is a cron job schedule somewhere in the background which will keep us logging us out of this machine, right?